Hello and welcome to my wild knitting podcast. This is episode 14. My name is Martina Elisabetta. Me and my partner live in the center of Italy where we're trying to find our home. We want to be as land reliant as possible, as self-sufficient, even if I don't like the word self-sufficient, because I want to be land sufficient, land reliant. And that's what we're trying to do. I like to explore different crafts. I like to forage a lot. I'm a wildly passionate plant lover. I absolutely think that plants are our greatest allies in this life. I love to explore different recipes with these plant allies. We share different videos with different topics such as woodworking, cooking, foraging, and knitting. Lots of knitting in this channel, but not only knitting. So you will see different things. If you want to stick around, you can subscribe, but no pressure. You decide. I upload once a week or even twice sometimes, and some videos like this one have timestamps along the bar of the time bar of the video, so, and also in the description box. So if you are not interested in a specific section of the video, you can skip on to the next one, and you can do so by just clicking on the time bar, and you will see the different chapters or section on the description box down below. Today I'm gonna talk a lot about different things. I'm gonna show you some finished objects, some work in progress projects, and I'm gonna introduce a knit along. So buckle up. We're gonna talk about many things. I've already recorded this episode, but I was so rushing through everything. I was stressed. I was doing many things, so I think didn't take the proper time and care to show you the projects I wanted to show you in a nice way, I think. So I'm re-recording it. I will start by talk a little bit about the finished objects that I have. I'm not going to show you all of the finished objects that I have. Some, the socks, I finished socks, 3 pairs of socks, and I have 1 pair of socks that is almost finished, but I'm not going to show to you those because I think I'll create a video dedicated, like a bonus episode dedicated to socks, so we can, dive into sock world together there. And for now, I think I'll show you just some of the main projects I've been working on. So let me just show you the first finished object. So first finished object is this Ranunculus. This hand doesn't like to. This Ranunculus this is the pattern Ranunculus by the designer Midori Hirose. And this is my favorite version of the Ranunculus that I've knitted so far. I think I've knitted it 4 times, something like that. And this is by far my favorite. I think it's the drape, the fabric. I held together 2 different cones. One was 100% silk and one was bamboo. And I don't have the cones here with me because I almost finished them for this. But one was from Silk City Fiber, the bamboo 7GG cone, and in the color walnut. And the other one, the silk cone, was in the color white, and it was from Campolmi Roberto Filati, which is an Italian little company that I really like to support. Really like it. And so I held those 2 fibers together, and those were light fingering weight fibers. So it created this beautiful fabric. I think this is a gorgeous pattern. It's kind of simple. It's beginner friendly if you are an adventurous beginner. Not that it's difficult at all, but you need to pay a little bit of attention for the German short rows when you knit the back, and it's knitted top down with this structured yoke, and I think it's really nice. It looks difficult. Some people wrote me, I'm so scared of knitting this, but I really would like to knit it. And I always told them, it's not difficult. It looks difficult, but you need to, take a breather and just follow step by step what the patterns tells you to do. And what I really like is that the way the pattern is written is really like guiding you step by step. Is I think 3 or 4 pages, something like that, and you just follow the different rows, and it's well written. I like it. It's one size fit all pattern, and I'm always kind of a little skeptical with one size fits all pattern, because I think that we need different sizes. We all have different beautiful bodies, and we need our garments to fit our bodies, not the other way around. So I think it's important to have patterns that are very size inclusive. However, I've seen many beautiful different bodies wearing this garment, very, very different bodies, and all of them were looking stunning with the garments they knitted. So I think that even if this is one size fit all, can fit very many and different bodies. But you tell me what you think, if you already knitted it and you are a different size than me. But I think it's a nice pattern. I've knitted it 4 times. I think for now I'll take a break because I've knitted it too many times and now I'm a little bit over it. But I think this is so beautiful, and I feel very, very happy to have garments like this in my wardrobe. And I realized the more I knit with plant-based fibers, silk is not a plant-based fiber, but like warm weather type of fibers, the more I become more selective with the fibers that I like and the ones that I don't. So now I have garments in my wardrobe that I've knitted with cotton, for example, that I don't wear, so I need to maybe gift them. So I know now what my favorite fibers are, my favorite plant-based fibers. And those are linen, bamboo, sometimes linen and cotton blends, but it needs to have quite some linen in it. And I like hemp a lot as well. This, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm very glad I have it in my wardrobe. I've been wearing it so much since I finished it, and I didn't do many modifications. I used needle size 5 millimeters instead of 6 millimeters, and I've done 3 more rows of stockinette around on the sleeves, and then I did an I-cord bind off. Beautiful, beautiful garment. I'm very happy and pleased I have it. Yeah, I think it's super elegant and super flowy. I feel very beautiful, very beautiful. Okay, so another finished object is this big shawl. No, it's not big. It's not big. It's a shawl. It's my first ever knitted shawl. The pattern is a free pattern, but it's not meant to be a shawl. Like, it's just a little like a bandana or like neck warmer, but I just continue the repeat and knitted a shawl. And I wish I had more fiber, more yarn to make it bigger, but I really like this size as well. So I used 2 different yarns that I had in my stash. Those weren't full skeins because I've knitted some stuff with these yarns before, and these yarns are both of them by Retrosaria Rosa Pomar. It's a Portuguese yarn brand, really amazing yarn brand. And this is the Mondim yarn, and this is the Pegulal, I think it's called, in white, and this is in a rust color, beautiful rust color. Yeah, I didn't have enough rust color, and I wanted the shawl to be a bit bigger, so I used the white. I found this beautiful yarn, and both of the yarns are 100% Portuguese wool. It smells really sheepy. I love it. So I'm very, very happy. I knitted my first shawl. I feel so inspired to knit more shawls, so I want to do it with you, and this is why I want to introduce a knit along. The knit along will start the 1st of September and it will continue until December. We'll find a date in December, but it will be approximately 4-ish months, and there will be a price. I don't have the price yet with me because part of it I have to make it, and part of it is from a subscriber. She's gonna send it to me. She was so kind to contact me and tell me that she wants to send some buttons that she makes for the price of the knit along. I think they're ceramic buttons that she makes. They're beautiful, and I feel so lucky she's gonna send a few for the podcast. And I'm gonna also make some for the knit along price. And we're also making, Micke this time made many buttons as well. This is a little cutting board we made. Like to present them like this. No, they're just drying from the oil. I put a lot of oil on them. And if you have been buying buttons from me, I use natural vegetable oils such as almond and sunflower oil, and sometimes you will need to add a bit more oil and like nourish them, especially if you wash your garment. So that's the button care, because they're not treated chemically, so they will kind of discolor a bit, or like they will need maybe some love here and there. But these are the buttons that we've been making, and they're all very different from one another because we make all of them one by one. And I'll update the little shop on Ko-fi that we have. The 30th of August. This is another one. They have this beautiful pattern and veins. They're really nice. But they will be up for grab the 30th of August if you're interested. So you will also have few buttons for the knit along, like the winner, the prize, the winner of the knit along will have some buttons. So the knit along will start the 1st of September, last until December, and we'll knit a shawl together. You can knit many shawls, but I think one is enough for me, but we'll see. Probably knit 2, who knows, depending how fast I'll knit, but I don't want to knit too fast. And so we'll knit a shawl together. You can choose any pattern you like. If you want some inspiration, I created a bundle on Ravelry. You don't need to be to have an account on Ravelry to be able to see all of these different patterns. It's an open link, so you can just click and go through the different patterns and choose the one you like. There are free patterns and patterns that you can purchase. There's something for everyone. I've already picked mine and I'm so looking forward to cast it on. We'll do a little cast on party. I think we'll create a little Instagram group, so you need to add me on Instagram. The account is wegrowild, and send me a message so I know that I can add you to the group. I know it's a little bit fiddling, and if you don't have an Instagram account, don't worry, you can email me with your progresses, or you can, send me an email and saying I'm knitting this pattern, and we can chat via email. I know we could have used Discord, but I'm not there at all. My phone doesn't want to download the app, so it's a little unpractical for me to use, whereas Instagram, it's quite easy. And we'll chat on Instagram. We'll have like a a group, I lost the words, where we will all share pictures and we'll discuss. We can have a cast on party day where we cast on, which is the 1st of September, and we can all do it and maybe share pictures and our yarn preferences and pattern choice. Yes. So I'm just quickly gonna show you the yarns I picked for the shawl. I'm gonna knit the Colville shawl by Gabriella. She also has a podcast. Her podcast is Merryweather Knitting Podcast. She's a friend. I absolutely adore her. She's taking a break right now because she's expecting a beautiful baby. I think it's almost due to, I don't know, maybe September is the date. I don't remember. But we'll like wish her a lot of health and joy with this baby. And so she designed this absolutely gorgeous pattern. I think it's her first pattern and she just nailed it. It's so gorgeous for me. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks a bit difficult, to be honest, but I want to be adventurous and cast it on. So I chose 3 yarns so, to hold together. 3 yarns. One is behind me. I have the label here. One is the Townhouse Trinity 2-ply in the color Single Malt. Is a hand-dyed yarn. I met the lady who hand-dyed it in Ireland, and it's a 55% merino and 45% silk yarn. It's a lace weight 2-ply lace yarn, 100 grams and about 800 meters. So it's a very luxurious yarn. I paid quite a lot. I bought just 1 skein. I gifted it myself. Only 1 skein back when I went to visit my sister in Ireland. And I went to this little store and found this beautiful yarn. I'll maybe insert a clip of it because it's absolutely beautiful yarn. But since it's a lace weight yarn, I will hold it together with these 2 other yarns. This is a classic mohair from Drops Kid Silk Mohair, and this is the color 42. It's a simple mohair, really squishy. And this is a beautiful cone I received from my lovely Ali. She also has a podcast, Ali in Sweatpants podcast. Go and check her out. She sent me this beautiful cone. It's from Silk City Fiber. She sent me 2 cones. One was the other cone I used for the Ranunculus. I love Ali. I love this yarn. I think I'm gonna buy some in the future, maybe other colors. But I also love this color. It's very silky and very like shiny. Has this beautiful shine. Absolutely loving it. And I knitted a little swatch. I don't have it here. Maybe I'll put it on the screen if I find it. And it has a beautiful drape. So I held these 3 yarns together and it created this beautiful, perfect fabric. So I'm very looking forward to cast on this shawl. Very excited. So I hope you will join me and we'll knit shawls together. It will be so, yeah, it will be exciting, I think. We'll see. But yeah, it's my first real shawl, because this is quite a real shawl, to be honest, but it wasn't, the pattern wasn't kind of like a shawl pattern, if that makes sense. But the other day, to be honest, I casted on another shawl. This is my own design, so yeah. And I don't know if I'll ever write a pattern. Don't even ask me, because I'm just experimenting. Sometimes I like to design things for myself and then I just move forward. Like once I have the finished objects, I'm like, I'm done. I'm over it. So I can't be bothered writing a pattern. But maybe one day I will, who knows? And this is a shawl that I am creating. And I cast it on like 2 days ago. Here there's a little bump. I need to block it. I cast it on 2 or 3 days ago and I'm already I made some progress. I knitted quite a lot. So it has some different texture things. I've been experimenting with different texture. I did this little bubble, flower, whatever, 2 of them, 1, 2. And then it has some yarn overseers and some lines. How can I show this? Doesn't really. Some lines of moss stitch here and here. And I mentioned before, I'm using yarns from my stash because I really want to finish the yarns that I have already. Otherwise it would be too overwhelming for me to have too much skeins in my stash. And probably will have to move at some point, so I don't want to deal with like a huge stash. So I'm knitting a lot of things from my stash. The only yarns I'm buying here and there are some mohairs. I bought this mohair as well, some skeins of this mohair, and I'm holding it together. I need to add the second skein because I finished one. I'm holding it together with a 100% wool, very rustic wool, this brown, and it's absolutely beautiful, but it's very rustic and very prickly. It has some hay also. I think it's a yarn that is meant to be used to wave rugs and carpets, so it's a very rustic, strong yarn. And I'm knitting this shawl with needle size 5mm, so it's quite fast, I think, but I've been really enjoying it. So actually I'm kind of in a shawl mojo and I couldn't wait for the cast on party, and I casted on this one, and but I'm really looking forward to the other pattern as well, the Cardigan shawl. But I've been really enjoying this, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous color. This chocolate, luscious and juicy chocolate color, and I love it. Absolutely love it. And I've been prioritizing this, even if I have other things that I need to absolutely prioritize. So I think I'll take it slower from now on with that shawl and finish other projects. We've been talking for a while. I have been talking for a while. Yes. So, yeah, knit along is called SHALLWESHAWL knit along. I'll put the hashtag on the screen. If you don't want to be in a group because you don't want to be bothered, but you still want to join the knit along, you can just follow the hashtag and see, or upload pictures if you want on Instagram and see the different projects. So I'm really excited for that knit along. We'll see. It will be quite chill though. I don't want to stress out, and we don't have to always spam each other, but if we like, we can. What have I done here? So I'm showing you now the whips. I've shown you the shawl, and now I'm showing you this baby. This is the project that I think I have to prioritize, but I also don't want to stress out, so we'll see. I'll feel that I have, well, I have yarns everywhere, but okay. So this is a project that I absolutely need to make some progress. I've been knitting it quite slowly, but I love this pattern. It's a very nice pattern. This is from Gregoria Fibers, and it's the Ingrid summer sweater. And I really like this pattern repeat, this stitch repeat with yarn overs and some rows of stockinette. I really like it, and I'm knitting it for Micke. This is for Micke. It's his birthday present, late birthday present, because he has his birthday in July. But yeah, I'm quite slow with this one, but I want to finish it before the cold hits. He said that he really wanted it in a cotton and linen fiber, so I'm knitting it with this Boomul by Drops. This is a cotton and linen blend. Is 53% cotton and 47% linen. And I was basically kind of brainwashing Micke to like this color. He loves this color, by the way. Blues are colors that he likes. But I really wanted to knit something with this color, and it's not really in my kind of color palette. Like, I don't wear a lot of blues, so I really wanted to knit something with this yarn in this color for Micke, and he actually really liked it. So it's not that I brainwashed him, but I was like, this color is really nice, you know, I like. And this is the color 21. There aren't many colors of this specific yarn, but I love all of them. They're very natural looking, very like a lot of beige and browns and grays and the blue and the black, I think. And love this yarn. This is one of my favorite affordable plant-based yarns. It's absolutely gorgeous. The drape is beautiful, the fabric is beautiful. I had to buy quite many skeins to knit a full man size sweater for him. I bought, I think, something like 21 skeins, something like that, and I'm not even sure those are enough. I've used 4.5 skeins just for this piece, So I think it will take me many skeins, but we'll see. I did some sort of calculation now, I don't remember. But I like this pattern a lot, really much. You knitted top down, as you can see. You cast on the back, and then you do some German short rows on the back, and then you knit it flat, and then you pick up stitches on the sleeves and knit the front flat. And now I finally joined the round. These stitches keep falling. I'm joining the round, and just joined the round, and I'm just finally knitting in the round. Really like this pattern. I feel that I need to prioritize it, but it's quite a big project, so I also don't want to stress out too much. So yes, that's a pattern I've been knitting for Micke. This is another ranunculus I've knitted in the past with the same yarn, Bomullin, and I've used this garment quite a lot, and I love the drape. It's quite warm, to be honest, so I haven't worn it in the 40 degrees Celsius heat, but in the evenings I love this yarn. It's really nice. Okay, last project that I'm gonna show you for today. I'll create a bonus episode at some point where I'll show you all of the socks I've been knitting, because I had the sock mojo. Now my sock mojo is stabilizing. Before it was I would want to knit so many socks. I think I also realized that I knit for two different reasons. Beauty and necessity. Those are the main reasons I knit. I like to knit also to relax and to feel also productive at the same time. There are many little reasons why I knit. I love it. But beauty and necessity are my main reasons. If I find something that I really, or have a vision about a garment that I really want to knit, or a gift, and it's absolutely beautiful, in my opinion, that's the main driving force, beauty. I want to create something beautiful, to bring to life something beautiful. And necessity is another reason. I needed socks. I didn't have warm socks in my wardrobe at all. I had one pair and it was full of holes and worn out. I've worn it all throughout the past winter. We have stone floors. We don't have central heating. We only have a little wood burning stove. It's not so little, but a wood burning stove in one room, and it warms only one room. So it's absolutely freezing in the winter here because we are kind of 600-700 meters above sea level, something like that. So it's quite cold. It gets below zero. It snows. There's lots of ice. We want to protect our feet. So I've knitted many socks, but I'll talk about it later. And since I wanted to use some yarns that I had in my stash, I had many skeins. This is 100% wool. It's kind of like a rustic wool. It's absolutely not super washed. You can feel it. It's very rustic. And I got it on a website or Etsy page store called Yarn Home. I bought it a year ago now, I think, something like that. And I had many skeins. I knitted 2 more garments with skeins with this yarn, but I think I had 3 more skeins, so I decided to knit a cardigan for myself. It's quite big, so I don't know if I can show you how big it is. I've knitted it quite long because the cardigans and sweaters that I have are quite cropped, so I wanted something that was kind of like covering all of my ass and my lower back. So it's nice to, I'm happy I knitted it this long. And I used some scrap skeins. This green are not scrap skeins, I bought them, but the rest of the color work yarns were scrap skeins I had in my stash. Here are all of the scrap skeins that I'm using for this project. And for example, that's an example, the pink that I'm using here on that I used for this moss stitch bottom hem. I've held together these three yarns, little scrap skeins. This was an alpaca, beautiful yarn I bought in the same store, Yarn Home, undyed, beautiful alpaca yarn. This was a mohair and cotton skein. I have another one, I think, of this, so I could knit other things. And this is Drops Kid Silk in the pinkish, light pink color. I had skein left in my stash, so I'm using, and plus I had like a mohair and a little mustardy yellow yarn. And so I kind of did a little color work, little crazy color work here. And I added this green here because I wanted to resemble the colors of this mug. Yes, I did that. And this is my favorite mug. My mom gave it to me, and it's handmade. It's a beautiful terracotta handmade cup, and I love the colors with this little cactus, so I decided to add little green here as well to kind of resemble those colors. And I'm knitting a cardigan. It's my own design, just easy, simple cardigan. I'm not sure I will write a pattern for those who will ask. Yeah, I don't know if I can be bothered. I have other things to think about, but we'll see. We'll see how it will end up, because we don't know. And I did this kind of like top-down raglan construction, very simple. And I'm knitting also, need to block it. I'm knitting the bottom band as I go. And then I think I'll do an I-cord on the neckline, I think, something like that. And yeah, I finished the body and I'm gonna knit the sleeves, but I'm not in a rush, so I think I'll wait a little before finishing this and prioritize the other pattern, the other project I'm knitting for, the other sweater I'm knitting for Micke. And then I'll finish that one when I'll have more, space and time. So that's, I think, it for today. I've talked for a while. I've shown you all the projects I wanted to show you. The socks, we're going to talk about them soon. And I also think we'll have a sock test knit, which will be my first test knit, but I'm not allowed to show it. I thought I could show you, but I'm not allowed to show it to you until May 2023, but I haven't cast it on yet, so we'll not talk even about it. But it's a cute sock pattern, I think. So I think that's it for today. I need to go to the post office and to my landlord and to get the bills. They come to her house instead of to our house. So I have to bike to town, and it's about 45 minutes biking, uphill, downhill, so hard, but I'm persisting and training for that. It's beautiful weather though. There is a nice breeze, so I think it will be a pleasant journey. And yeah, stay tuned, and the buttons are coming to the store. Micke actually made these ones now, and he made also some still olive wood, but these are don't have so much pattern on it, like veins. They're quite different from these ones. You see, this tree, the olive tree is a magical tree. It's beautiful wood and very different also in the look, but the consistency is a hard wood, so it's really strong to work with on it. But I love it, and I'll take pictures for the different buttons, the different like looks, and so you can choose whether you like the patterns with the veins like that, or you like the just very simple looking buttons. Someone is calling me. Okay, so yes, these are the beautiful buttons Micke made. This time he made them. Last time I made them. So we're just helping each other around. But I absolutely love them. They're all stunning. And we'll make more slowly, but we'll make more. So I'll update the shop. As you can see, some of them are a little bigger than others. And remember, if you are ordering them, remember to give them some oil, some care here and there. I wouldn't advise you to add olive oil on the buttons. It's weird because these are olive tree buttons, olive tree wood buttons, but the olive oil has a quite, like, it's a very acidic oil, so I think it's not really good for this, for the wood, and so it's better a gentle vegetable oil like almond or sunflower or linseed oil. So buttons here, we got them, we made them, and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got some inspiration. I hope you will join us for the knit along. So excited. And yeah, remember to add me on Instagram if you want to join the knit along, and message me so I can add you to the group. And I hope you're having a lovely time and enjoying and relaxing and taking some breaks and really being present, and take care of your absolutely beautiful body and your mental health as well. And see you next time.